Okay, here we are, week 2, lower body strength and conditioning. You are warm, which is great because we're going to get you started right away with talking about our first 2 movements. Talking about actually our theme that we're going to follow today, which is all about eccentrics, which again, hopefully you've gathered at this time of the week after doing all those other sessions, the same focus. So the eccentric is the lowering phase of each movement. We are going to have a specific focus on, starting off with our first movement, which is going to be a single leg deadlift. Before you get too excited about starting those, I also want to mention that we will be using a couple of specific pieces of equipment, our towel, our sliders, something along those lines. And we also have a stool here that we will be using to step up. Again, you can always incorporate a set of stairs, something like that if you don't have a stool or anything along those lines. Okay, so single leg deadlifts, we're doing 10 of these on each side with an eccentric focus. So what we want is the weight loaded up on one side. I'm going to stack up my dumbbells so I have both of my 8-pounders over here on this side. I'm going to stand on my opposite leg, soft knee, and we're going to be taking 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds to get down to the bottom, and then we don't spend any time at the bottom, and we stand up nice and quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to really work with that hinge of the hips. So we're pushing the hips back, pulling them forward, rather than just kind of bringing our body up and down. That is our first one. Again, we're doing 10 on one leg, 10 on the other leg. Second movement is our slider hamstring curls. So we're going to need some space on the floor. If you don't have much like me, then we'll have to roll up our mat, and we're working with our slider hamstring curls, where we're laying on our back, heels on the slider, and we're pulling in those heels towards our butt. Again, if you don't have a slider or a floor that slides, you can always do your dumbbell hamstring curl, where we hold the dumbbell between our feet, laying on our tummy, and we pull it in towards us. And that will be for 12 to 15. You have a range there, so you can stop at 12, you can go up to 15. Once you're finished that hamstring curl, we shall take some rest. We're going to take 30 to 45 seconds of rest where we're doing nothing except pondering our lives, drinking water, walking it off, before we complete 3 more sets, because we have 4 sets total of these 2. Okay, pause, and I'll see you back here for part 2. All right, welcome back, my friends. So we are moving on to part 2, which is going to start off with a step up. So we have had a little bit of practice with these. We started incorporating them last week, so hopefully you had a chance to kind of feel them out a bit. What we're going to do today is add a nice eccentric or lowering phase focus into these step ups. You can add weights by holding them down by your sides, 1 or 2 dumbbells in your hands. We're going to step up and count 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds on the way down. Again, we want to make sure that we're not pushing ourselves up with that bottom foot. If you tend to do that, then you can push up onto your toe first, stand up, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds on the way down. That is going to be for 10 reps on each side. So we have 10 on one side, 10 on the other side. With this one, we are going to have a sumo squat going on. And just say sumo squat because that's all it is. We're following a normal tempo, which is our 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. And we have this front-loaded position for our weights. So I'm in this nice wide stance, toes out. We sit down, sink down, push our knees out, 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. And we are doing 12 reps total of these ones here. We're going to limit our rest. So as soon as I'm done these sumos, we're going right into our set of those step-ups. Little to no rest in between for 4 rounds total. All right, hit pause, get the work done, and I'll see you back here for part 3, last part of the strength. Okay, welcome back, my friends. We are back here in it for our last superset of our strength work, which is going to need that slider again. So I'm going to go ahead and move my stool out of the way. We can fold that mat up if you need more space. And we have a slider reverse lunge with an eccentric focus. So we're going to be having 1 foot on the slider, weights down by our sides. Again, holding 1 weight in each hand. If we have some lighter ones or if they're heavier, you can hold 1 in the sliding foot hand. We're going to step back into the lunge, or slide back rather, taking 4 seconds to lower ourselves down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we want to pull up nice and fast. back into that nice, strong, stacked up position. And you will be doing 12 of these on each side. So we have 12 on this side, 12 on the other side. Same 4 seconds, every one of those 12 reps on both sides. And then you're going to need to get your timer out because we have a wall sit hold with this one. 60 seconds. You are going to be holding a wall sit. You have a wall that you can sit against, and we're down here at 90 degrees. Hands away from the legs, of course. If you don't have a wall, you can always hold a squat and hang out there for 1 minute. Just hang out, right? No big deal. No, it's going to burn. It's going to feel a lot, especially because we're going to go back to back between these two with no rest. Saving grace, I don't know if it is or not, but you're doing 3 sets total. So we're going to go through our lunges, our wall sits, 3 rounds, and then we have our conditioning circuit that I will meet you back here for, okay? So pause, and I'll see you back here. All right, my friends, welcome back. Let's get this last part done so we can get on with the weekend, get on with our day, whatever day you're choosing to do this on. Feel amazing, accomplished. Okay, so we have our last final part here, which is 3 movements. Now, we want to set our timer as if there's 4 movements, because one of these movements we're going to be doing one side and then the other side. We have a count of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off today. So we're going to be working for 30 seconds and resting for 30 seconds between each of these movements. Total rounds is going to be 4 sets total. So let's talk about these movements, starting off with our first one, which is our fast in and out feet. Now, we don't need any equipment except our body, our mat. We want to imagine that there's 2 lines on the floor here. If you need a little bit more than your imagination, you can even grab a band or 2 bands and lay them down on the floor. We're in an athletic stance. We're going to come inside and outside, trying to get our arms going, working with this one for 30 seconds, doing it as fast as we can. And then we're going to have 30 seconds of rest. So we really want to push ourselves so we can really earn that rest, get the most out of this. Following that 30 seconds of rest, now comes in that single-sided movement, which is going to be a power lunge jump. So for 30 seconds, we're going to be power lunging on this side. If you're low impact, we're simply just not going to leave the floor. 30 seconds on, we'll rest for 30, which sounds like a lot, but it's really, you'll feel it. It goes faster than we wish it would. And then we have 30 seconds on the other side, where we're going to, again, try to mimic the same thing, get that done as efficiently, as strong as we can. Finishing off here is going to be our lateral bear crawl. Welcome, yes. So we're going to get down in a bear crawling or off knee position, hands in the knees, pop off the knees, and we're stepping opposite hand and opposite leg all the way down the length of our mat. And then we want to go all the way back, and that's going to be us for 30 seconds, okay? That will be 1 round, and we are doing 4 sets total of that. All right, are you ready? Well, get ready. We're going to do it up. Get a reminder on those movements. We have our in and out fast feet, lunge jumps on one side, lunge jumps on the other, lateral bear crawl, 30 on, 30 off, 4 sets. Go get it done, and then cool down. Breathe, come back to normal, scroll down, and you'll find your stretch session for the week, okay? Or for the day, rather. And then you're done for the week, and I will see you guys next week, okay? Have fun.